Welcome to Empowered Echoes 8. Today we will discover 20 valuable lessons hidden within these inspiring quotes. Let's embark on this journey to transform your life and make it remarkable. Unravel the profound insights embedded within these quotes as we dissect and explicate their wisdom.
Fairy tales are more than true, not because they tell us that dragons exist, but because they tell us that dragons can be beaten. Neil Gaiman. Lesson number 20. Believe in the power of storytelling to inspire and ignite our own personal journeys. Lesson number 19. Fairy tales remind us to hold on to our dreams and pursue them with determination. Lesson number 18. Embrace the sense of wonder and childlike curiosity that fairy tales inspire. Lesson number 17. Discover the universal themes and timeless wisdom within fairy tales. Lesson number 16. Fairy tales encourage us to embrace our imagination and unleash our creativity. Lesson number 15. Find solace in the idea that good can triumph over evil in fairy tales and in life. Lesson number 14. Fairy tales remind us of the importance of believing in ourselves and our capabilities. Lesson number 13. Remember that every challenge we face can be an opportunity for growth and transformation. Lesson number 12. Seek out the lessons of empathy and compassion found in fairy tales. Lesson number 11. Embrace the power of storytelling as a way to connect with others and share our experiences. Lesson number 10. Fairy tales teach us to see beyond appearances and look for inner beauty. Lesson number 9. Discover the hidden wisdom and profound messages within fairy tales. Lesson number 8. Embrace the magic and wonder of life, just as fairy tales do. Lesson number 7. Fairy tales remind us that we have the ability to shape our own destiny. Lesson number 6. Find hope and inspiration in the transformative journeys depicted in fairy tales. Lesson number 5. Believe in the possibility of conquering our inner dragons and fears. Lesson number 4. Fairy tales teach us to persevere and never give up on our dreams. Lesson number 3. Remember that even in the face of adversity, we have the strength to triumph. Lesson number 2. Embrace the lessons of resilience and courage found within fairy tales. Lesson number 1. Fairy tales inspire us to believe in the power of overcoming challenges. Yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, today is a gift of God, which is why we call it the present. Bill Keane. Lesson number 20. Recall that the present is all we genuinely have, so take advantage of it and live completely. Lesson number 19. Relinquish interruptions and be completely present in anything you are doing. Lesson number 18. Look for potential open doors for development and self-awareness right now. Lesson number 17. Live with expectation and reason in the present, realizing that it shapes your future. Lesson number 16. Embrace the temporariness of life and appreciate each experience while it endures. Lesson number 15. Practice appreciation for the encounters and illustrations that every day brings. Lesson number 14. Track down balance between making arrangements for the future and completely embracing current circumstances. Lesson number 13. Focus on taking care of oneself and prosperity in the present to construct a superior future. Lesson number 12. Sustain your connections and set aside a few minutes for significant associations today. Lesson number 11. Relinquish the requirement for control and give up the progression of the current second. Lesson number 10. Value the magnificence and miracles in the common snapshots of life. Lesson number 9. Utilize the illustrations from the past to pursue informed choices in the present. Lesson number 8. Center around what you can do today to make a more promising. Lesson number 7. Recollect that each second holds the potential for development and new doors. Lesson number 6. Find appreciation for the little delights and endowments of every day. Lesson number 5. Decide to live in the present as opposed to losing all sense of direction and stress over what's to come. Lesson number 4. Practice care to encounter and value the present completely. Lesson number 3. Embrace the obscure of tomorrow with interest and transparency. Lesson number 2. Relinquish laments and feelings of spite from an earlier time. Yesterday is history. Lesson number 1. Esteem the current second as a valuable gift from the universe. I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Thomas A. Edison. Lesson number 20. Believe in yourself and your ability to turn setbacks into success. Lesson number 19. See failures as redirections towards a better path or outcome. Lesson number 18. Foster a culture that embraces failure as a catalyst for innovation and improvement. Lesson number 17. Maintain a resilient spirit and bounce back stronger after each setback. Lesson number 16. Surround yourself with a supportive network that encourages you to learn from failures. Lesson number 15. Don't be afraid to take risks and step outside your comfort zone. Lesson number 14. Embrace a positive attitude towards setbacks and view them as opportunities for growth. Lesson number 13. Failure is not a reflection of your worth, it is a natural part of the learning process. Lesson number 12. Celebrate the small wins along the way, even if the ultimate goal hasn't been reached yet. Lesson number 11. Be open to feedback and use it to improve and refine your strategies. Lesson number 10. Each failure brings you closer to success if you learn and adapt from it. Lesson number 9. Trust in your abilities and keep pushing forward, even when faced with challenges. Lesson number 8. Perseverance is essential in achieving goals and overcoming setbacks. Lesson number 7. Embrace experimentation and explore different possibilities without fear of failure. Lesson number 6. Learn from mistakes and apply those lessons to future endeavors. Lesson number 5. Adopt a growth mindset that views failures as opportunities for growth. Lesson number 4. Celebrate the process of trial and error as it leads to growth and innovation. Lesson number 3. Persistence and resilience are key in overcoming obstacles and finding the right approach. Lesson number 2. Reframe failures as stepping stones towards discovering what does work. Lesson number 1. Embrace failures as valuable learning experiences on the path to success. The opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference. The opposite of art is not ugliness, it's indifference. The opposite of faith is not heresy, it's indifference. And the opposite of life is not death, it's indifference. Elie Wiesel. Lesson number 20. Remember that even small acts of care and engagement can combat the indifference that plagues our world. Lesson number 19. Encourage empathy in others and inspire them to reject the path of indifference. Lesson number 18. Foster a sense of responsibility and take ownership of your impact, rejecting indifference. Lesson number 17. Celebrate beauty and cultivate appreciation. Indifference blinds us to the world's splendor. Lesson number 16. Embrace curiosity and a thirst for learning, for indifference stifles intellectual growth. Lesson number 15. Use your voice and influence to amplify marginalized voices, indifference silences them. Lesson number 14. Choose kindness and compassion over indifference's cold detachment. Lesson number 13. Practice mindfulness to counteract the numbing effects of indifference. Lesson number 12. Advocate for change and promote awareness, refusing to succumb to indifference. Lesson number 11. Seek knowledge and understanding to combat the ignorance that indifference breeds. Lesson number 10. Value relationships and invest in meaningful connections, as indifference erodes bonds. Lesson number 9. Be present and actively participate in your own life, resisting the pull of indifference. Lesson number 8. Embrace the beauty and diversity of the world, for indifference blinds us to its wonders. Lesson number 7. Take action and stand up against injustice, as indifference perpetuates harm. Lesson number 6. Foster empathy and understanding to counteract the corrosive effects of indifference. Lesson number 5. Recognize that indifference perpetuates apathy and disengagement from the world. Lesson number 4. Cherish the gift of life and engage fully. Indifference can dull the vibrancy of existence. Lesson number 3. Nurture faith and belief in something greater. Indifference can lead to spiritual emptiness. Lesson number 2. Embrace the power of art to evoke emotions and ignite change. Indifference stifles creativity. Lesson number 1. Cultivate love and compassion, as indifference can be the greatest obstacle to connection. I am enough of an artist to draw freely upon my imagination. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world. Albert Einstein. Lesson number 20. Remember that imagination has the power to shape not only your own world, but also the world at large. Lesson number 19. Encourage and inspire others to embrace their own imagination and unlock their creative potential. Lesson number 18. Recognize that imagination is a powerful tool for self-discovery and personal transformation. Lesson number 17. Imagination fuels empathy by allowing us to imagine ourselves in others' shoes. Lesson number 16. Use your imagination to bridge gaps and foster understanding between diverse perspectives. Lesson number 15. Imagination invites you to think outside the box and challenge conventional thinking. Lesson number 14. Trust in your imaginative ideas and allow them to guide you on your creative journey. Lesson number 13. Celebrate the magic and all that imagination brings to your life. Lesson number 12. Embrace a childlike curiosity and let your imagination roam freely. Lesson number 11. Explore different realms of imagination to expand your understanding and broaden your horizons. Lesson number 10. Use your imagination to see beyond the surface and uncover hidden beauty and meaning. Lesson number 9. Don't underestimate the power of imagination in shaping your perception of the world. Lesson number 8. Embrace the joy and wonder that comes from engaging with your imagination. Lesson number 7. Imagination helps us envision a better future and empowers us to work towards its realization. Lesson number 6. Recognize that imagination is a wellspring of inspiration and a catalyst for personal growth. Lesson number 5. Nurture your imagination through activities like daydreaming, storytelling, and artistic endeavors. Lesson number 4. Imagination opens doors to innovation and problem solving that knowledge alone cannot. Lesson number 3. Allow yourself the freedom to explore and play with ideas beyond the constraints of knowledge. Lesson number 2. Value the unique perspective and creative expression that comes from tapping into your imagination. Lesson number 1. Embrace the power of imagination to fuel creativity and unlock limitless possibilities.
We hope you enjoyed this journey into the world of quotes. Remember, quotes are not just words on a page. They are powerful tools that can shape our thoughts and actions. Use them wisely. In the meantime, be sure to subscribe to our channel and share this video with your friends.